back loose.
What's going on?
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Wouldn't it be really funny if Carlos popped up from under the table right now?
I know. I wish.
Don't worry, he's not here yet.
That's my favorite spicy boy right there.
Spicy boy.
That's my spicy boy. He knows it.
He's coming. He's coming. Don't worry, you get 30 minutes of me and Sean first.
That's right. You got to eat your vegetables first, boys.
That's right. Already got a nice haircut comment.
I did it literally an hour ago. I was running late. You can't
Show
see
him the sides. Show him the sides.
Look, you got to see the, yeah. Look at
Sleek
that.
and aerodynamic, Ned says.
Did that all on my own,
Hello,
boys.
Bill. Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning from CT.
The sparked brain just got done with 2 hours of vocal practice.
What?
That's a lot of vocal practice.
That is a lot of vocal practice.
That's a lot of vocal practice.
I usually just wing it, and I'm like, no, I've been practicing in my head.
You got to make the M sound. It's supposed to be a warm up. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I wish we were giving away.
Matt's in the chat.
Castedosa.
Matt, we were
Matt.
right. Skylar did sprain her ankle, but she had to go to urgent care to find that out.
Oh.
It's okay. It's okay.
Whatever.
That's right.
It's fine. It's fine. We got some mullet.
It's mullet-like.
It's mulletish.
I wanted it to be more mulletish, but I actually cut the back and top just a little too short. So it's a unit.
What's that?
Unit
A
thing.
unit.
A unit. That is it.
I mean, half the joy of doing your own hair is that it's kind of like a surprise.
It is
wow,
a
this is gonna turn
surprise.
out.
Well, especially
Bam.
whenever you start doing the left-handed stuff, you know?
Yeah,
like
yeah.
this side's easy.
That's fine.
This side,
Where
though,
you
I'm
can
like,
see like relatively clearly.
exactly. But no matter what I do on this side, I've got to turn my head and yeah, it's fun stuff.
I find that's true. Elijah, my son, has been he's been growing himself a mullet, and then he was like ready to be done with the mullet.
His mullet looked mighty fine a couple weeks ago. He was flying high, dude.
He just got it, you know. It requires a lot of maintenance, you know, and he doesn't trust me to do it, so he likes to go to the little barbershop up street, and which is fine. But he went there, and I thought he was gonna cut it all off, and he got there and he couldn't do it. He's like, no.
I don't think he should. I think he
Clean
should.
it up.
Yeah, he should clean it up. And keep
I
it,
told him he should keep it and keep it going, but he had her trim the back, and I was like, bro.
What's nice about his
kept
mullet, he has like the classic Billy Ray Cyrus, like
He's
mullet.
got the right hair.
It's straight enough that it's like, you know, the back really comes down.
It looks funny because it's so straight at the back.
Yes. It's like, it really goes. I almost wish you should like tease up the front of it, like for, you know, like the true Billy Ray Cyrus.
I
like,
tried to get him to do that a few times, like do the little, you know,
Yeah.
squish it together, but
because that would be dope.
We're
He
not
could
there.
pull it off, man.
Mayor McCheese. I hope Skylar and your hairdo get better soon.
We're living it, baby.
I love Sean's hairdo. We're gonna call it a hairdo from now on.
Hairdo.
Your hairdo.
Hairdo.
It's like saying you're wearing an outfit.
And
And your outfit and your hairdo. I got my hairdo.
I feel like here at Casino Guitars, we are very outfit uniform driven. Like and it's cool because without ever saying anything about it, we all have our curated thing that we continue to do for a while, and things shift out. You know what I mean? Does that make sense? Without sounding gay. It's still gonna sound gay.
I mean, kind of, but it's fine.
You know what I mean.
I know what you mean. I think you're right.
Yeah,
You know?
I mean, everybody,
Baxter's gonna wear a sports coat over a track jacket. Like it's
Yeah.
just gonna happen.
he's gonna have that. He's got a button up that I'll wear. You know, it'll be that same kind of, you know, dark pair of pants, but somehow they always look fresh enough. You know, you're like, huh.
They're clean. They're sort of
I
clean.
haven't seen him change those pants in
you-
33 days.
If you ever want to feel better about not washing your pants, all you have to do is go to any like sort of like boutique jeans
Oh, yeah.
website.
Never
Don't
wash
wash these, you know, once every 7 months, and it's like okay. So it's, you know, it's supposed to be. that
Don't
way.
wear underwear in them.
I love.
Put 'em in the
Listen,
deep
have you
freezer.
guys seen the pants? And then we'll talk about guitar things, I promise. But Carlos is coming to tell you real things about guitars, so we can talk about whatever we want for this first 100 minutes. But you know the Jocko guy, who's like the huge Navy SEAL dude.
Yucko.
I love him, by the way. I don't want you to come and kill me, Jocko. But he's got these pants that I keep seeing the thing for, where they've made these pants because they're saying that like Navy SEALs in Vietnam wore jeans in the jungle, because they were better. And it's kind of like, whatever. Derek maybe knows whether this is true or not. He's like, they weren't.
See how wearing jeans in the jungle.
No.
I was wondering, like, how would you? I mean, he's got pictures of these guys,
And
but
that's
like,
why
I feel
you
like,
get Levi's.
I feel like if your jeans that are like straight old school cotton denim, and you got wet and you walked around.
Canvasy material.
I was gonna say, I'll tell you this. Have you ever put on a pair of snake pants?
What's a snake pant?
So snake pants, it's like a Carhartt material. So like briars and stuff like that. Whenever it hits it, it strikes right past it.
So I have some like that, but I've just never called them snake pants. I like that. But those are awesome. I used to quail hunt a lot, and that's what I would wear so I could walk through. Like, because man, the briars out there.
Well, see, in my experience too, whenever I'm wearing jeans and I go through the woods,
they go right.
Oh, right through it. You feel it on your leg.
You think that you got a little protection from like the briars, but those horrible green vines that wrap around your leg. My God, that's rough.
Yeah, no.
But the thing about the new ones, I was gonna say, not only do I think it would be miserable in wet jeans.
Oh God, yeah.
But the new ones are kind of stretchy.
Yeah.
Now, mind you, all my jeans are stretchy. I only want stretchy jeans. But I'm just like, well, I don't know. I don't know if you'd want stretchy jeans in Vietnam. I don't know. Now, Jocko knows better than we would.
Now we all know Grandpa's pants, like the ones that'll stand up on their own. You know, like they're so stiff, like you pull them out of the drawer and it's like, oh, well, look at those things go. They're ready to walk around town. Those might be okay.
I mean, Mammoth Cheese is right. Carhartt does make fantastic work pants.
They do. I make fun of my dad and my brother because they seem to only be able to buy the brown pairs. And I'm like, it looks like shit.
Do you know though, like now listen, you know I love Wrangler things. But they have those all something gear, all conditioned gear pants. Those are the thinnest pant. Like you might as well just be naked. Just be naked in the woods. I don't know. I don't understand this, but whatever.
How do you feel about, now I know we're a little off topic from guitars, but hammer holder, like the loop? No, right?
Nah.
I always like to poke fun at like the kids who come in who will have those on. I was like, you ever put a hammer in that?
I was gonna say, well, have you ever seen a real carpenter actually?
No,
not really.
No,
you know
they
what
got
I
a
mean?
tool belt on because they're a man. Like nobody uses the hammer holder.
Or you scatter your tools around like a real man.
Exactly. They're on the
and
back
then you have
of a
some
truck.
kid you yell at, hey, give me that hammer. Hey, don't take off from that. You know, and that's what
Yeah.
That's the tradition, right?
Last Gene comment.
Can't be yelled at.
I learned this from Chris Robinson.
Oh, whoo!
I saw him on, this was something recently that they did, but they were on Howard Stern, but it was a YouTube video I was watching, right? He had these jeans on, and the jeans, he didn't roll them, right? Like we all roll our pants usually, right? Whenever you're putting on boots sometimes. But his were tucked and they were like way up there, and it hit me. I was like, you got to buy oversized pants to do rock star shit like that. And that's really cool to think about. I was like, okay. So buy your pants a little bit longer so you can fold them back and they'll sit on the boot real nice, but they also won't dip into the water or be too long.
So
That's how
wait,
you
so
get
you're
the
saying,
roll.
so you buy them too long?
Yes,
on
and then
purpose.
roll them back. Yeah.
Yeah, because like I usually
Like your pants are really close to the boot, and are they rolled at the top?
Not these.
Okay. I mean, these are like perfect fitting boot to pant ratio. These are the things that you got to think about when you play guitar.
Levi's 505s. Oh, Woodrow says the 514s, which I like those too.
They look good on a man like Woodrow, I think.
They do.
Because like you got a stature to you
It's true.
that you're also like he's got broad shoulders and
I'm
shit.
just a small fella.
I mean, you guys are the exact
little
same.
fella. We're
You're
the same.
exactly the same.
We're the same person. If you guys see me on my phone, it's me being Woodrow, my alternate personality.
I mean,
514.
I do feel like this fits you more for some reason. I don't know why. But like his with the boot cut, and I feel like he's the kind of guy that wears the snake skin boot, you know, where it's like, okay.
the flare, or like our pal Joe Fry gets away with the flare.
He does.
Like I'm talking the extreme flare, you know, and it looks
He's got
cool.
super flare.
But it looks cool in him.
It does look cool.
I did the boot cut for a long time. I don't know. I've settled into the straight. Straight.
Through how I grew up, I just make fun of boot cut pants because that's what you do when you're, you know, a punk ass. Anyways, guitars.
Guitars, oh my God.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Let's talk about the newest Joe Bonamassa news. There's none.
There's none. He did
did
it
see-
again. He bought something that everybody wants.
He did it again. I did see this was kind of neat. I didn't even mean to talk about this, but I just watched it right before we got on. So they're doing these little club shows in New York.
I saw that. Yeah, yeah. It looks cool because it's all like nice and tightly packed in there. You know?
Nice and tightly packed. And so obviously he can't bring 57 amps like he normally does.
Good.
But so he had Fuchs. How do you say that? Fuchs. Fuchs. Fuchs.
We all know how you really say it.
Those amps have been around a long time. Like in my brain, like they were the original like Dumble.
Yeah.
Like we made a Dumble, you know,
Yeah.
like a Dumble. Like forever
I've
when
heard
I thought
good
of Dumble
things.
sound,
Yeah.
I thought, well, and there's a guy that I know in Raleigh area who works some at Red Hat and like is a great organ player, and I think he just filled in with Ottawa South at Lincoln Theater. He's got a bunch of them, right? So killer amps. It was just funny to me that Joe had them build him like a little small club-sized Dumble. So basically, like, so instead of all the amps,
Yeah.
he's got this one little amp. And it's kind of smallish, like it's like a 112. But man, the video of it sounded killer.
Why didn't he just get a Milkman or a Marla? That's what I'm using. Why doesn't he want my tone?
Joe doesn't want the everyman tone. He wants the high, rarefied Mount Olympus heights of tone.
Damn it!
Hey, any live stream next week, boys? I don't know. Christmas is kind of
That's Christmas
right
Day.
in the middle. Yeah, we're definitely
On
not live
Wednesday.
streaming on Christmas Day. Sorry, kids. I got to talk to the fellas about the Bonamassa master. No.
Enjoy your day.
Have fun with your little goodies. You know,
back to the grinding stone.
I want to stay married and you know, alive. So I'm gonna not do that. But I don't know. Maybe we'll have a special.
Maybe do a Tuesday one or something. Christmas Eve
Special edition.
live stream. Are we gonna be here on Christmas Eve?
No, Baxter says we're gonna come that morning, but like my family does their giant thing Christmas Eve, like always. That's been my whole life. So like if we do come,
I'm not looking forward to the next week. I'm sorry.
I kind of am. I feel like I've already
done.
done all the dumb things, but then like after that we have to go. So like next weekend,
You gotta go
to
to-
go to Charleston to see my wife's family, which be fine. And then I have a random gig during that weekend in Charleston.
Well, at least that kind of breaks it up nicely. That'll be fun.
Well,
right?
so we'll go down. We'll do like Christmas with her parents, Christy's parents on Friday night, which would be cool. And then Saturday, it's like it's Altor Edisto, like on the coast. So it's I'll just take a little drive. It'd be nice little.
Will they be there? Your wife, Christy, and the kids going to the show?
I doubt it.
Okay. I was
It's
gonna
like
say,
I'm playing for someone. I'm playing for this guy doing these like a bunch of Waylon Jennings stuff.
yes.
So a big show. And the drummer, I don't really know him. The drummer is a longtime friend of mine who used to play with Robbie, like way like early 2000s. And then I'm going to play for Robbie New Year's Eve somewhere near Greenville. South
Oh,
Carolina.
that's gonna be fun.
So I got a bunch of little
A
bam, bam,
Robbie
bam.
show on New Year's Eve. That's gonna be great.
Yeah.
Dude. That's gonna be yeah.
It'll probably be fun. Probably be a lot of fun. So anyways,
Hell yeah.
there you go. Music related,
Music
guitar adjacent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, you ever just have fun playing your guitars, and you don't think about any other guitars? You know what I mean? That's a good feeling to have. I had that last night. I was like, damn, I got some.
Do
cool
you ever? Okay, here's where I think you've hit a sweet spot, right? I think I will be like going to play. I'm like, God, I just want to play my X guitar. Like, and I don't really. There are no guitars that I'm like crazy coveting
Yeah.
on top of my guitars. I mean, like I'm like, oh, okay, I wouldn't mind having a Les Paul or like an SG.
yeah.
But I mean, that's always
Always
there, right?
there,
No
yeah.
matter what you got, it's always there. But yeah, I'm like, man, I just can't wait. And there are like a certain, and I have so many freaking amps right now, but they're all
Well, that's the other thing
Fantastic.
too, right? Like an amp setup where you're just like, I had that last night too, where I was like, this is dope. That's a good feeling.
This is the first time in my life, really, honestly, like my whole life, my whole gigging life, I had a rig. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like a main amp. And maybe I had a little, shitty
other
amp
stuff that
that
you
was
use.
like my, but for the most part,
Yeah.
my whole life,
Yeah.
an amp, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like a pedal board
Yeah.
and a handful of guitars.
we're
And
down-
so like if I'm going to play,
Yeah.
like that's what's going, right?
So now you got another pedal board, other pedal options that you can swap
I got
out.
multiple nice amps. They're different
Amps.
flavors.
And then you got 4 5 badass guitars, really, if you think about it, which is cool. I'm in the same ballpark. That's why I say it's like that's
you
neat.
know, and now I don't have a bunch of other junk laying around on top of that, but I'm finally
Yeah.
to this point where I'm like, ooh, what do I want to do? What do I want to do today? You know?
Yeah.
And then I'll find myself missing something. Like, man, I've got just enough. I don't feel like I play it. Then I'll be like, oh man, I really want to play the 335. You know, or oh man, I really
Yes.
want to play the Falcon.
Well, that's where for me, I've hit a place where I'm almost. I was telling Derek this. So I was rehearsing with his drummer last night, and I've been thinking about I want to be playing shows in the springtime coming up, right? So whenever I go to do that, I'm like, I'm gonna take my Strat. I'm gonna take that Reverend that I love.
Yep.
And I was like, well, I need another guitar that's in C in case the Reverend breaks, because I don't have anything else that'll do that.
Shout out to Jack.
That's right. Thank you. Daddy Jack. He hooked me up. That thing's amazing still. But I got that Jazz Telly thing, that Squire Jazz Telly. I'm like, okay, I'll put that in C, set it up for it.
Cool.
Done, right?
Yep.
Got my American Original Strat that I'm going to put in standard tuning that I'm going to do the wound G on like I've got on my other
Okay.
Strat. Cool, right? Sold. Done. But I really want to play my SG. And I'm like, fuck, okay. But I can't justify, it's already annoying that I'm like, oh, I'm taking 4 guitars to a gig that's probably 45 minutes long at the max.
I think
That's
spread it
silly.
around. You know what I mean? I think because like,
How dumb is that?
well,
Like,
there's a
you can
couple,
be like,
and
Sean,
you
that's
guys,
stupid.
you know,
Chime
in here.
Absolutely.
But Sean comes out. That's just really funny. Chime in here. So like, do you? And I think this depends on the kind of gig probably that you're going to play. Do you take all your junk and switch throughout the gig? Do you just have like your rig for that night where you have a couple? Like I tend to now grab just whatever guitar I'm feeling like I want to play that night, right? And I don't typically change until I break a string. But I want to get to where, you know, I have part of the set. And this obviously is talking about doing more originals, more like 90-minute kind of sets. But I really would like to have a part of the set where, okay, the Falcon comes out for 3 songs.
Well-
and then like, you know, this chunk is the 335, and then this is a Telly. You know what I mean? And,
Yeah. Well, and you don't usually change tunings with your songs. Usually
I
you
don't,
keep them in
I don't
standard,
usually
right?
change tunes, no.
Have you thought or considered doing more of that because it is original sets? You know, because I know some of your favorite songs fall into the realm where, like, you know, in the style of music that you want to be working within, like it does that. You know, is that something that you've toyed with in mind, or no?
That is not something, and this could change.
Yeah.
Currently, and for
Yeah.
the most part in the past, unless you go way back for me,
Yeah. Never.
I just don't have.
I've never done it until
you know.
this Reverend thing, and
Right.
now I'm like, having something in C is really cool,
That's fun.
but I don't. It works because it is like, you know, it's like okay, it's like ripping, compared to like anything else that I do, and I mean literally anything else that I do. I'm like, no, I want my guitar in standard,
Well, and
complete standard.
I'm more about like there really is a huge difference in when you play like the Strat versus like the 335.
Oh, yeah.
Like really is a huge difference.
Yes.
There really is a big flavor difference when you pull out the Gretsch, right? So like I'm more into like I want to lean into those things
For the
on
tone.
certain songs.
Yeah.
The tone and the way like the scale length and the feel makes me play.
Yeah.
Because I do play
That's cool.
differently.
To
you
me,
know?
that is as equal a purpose in like the tuning thing and stuff like that. To be like, all right, cool, and especially because in this situation so far, you're probably still going to be the only guitar player,
right.
which is dope, I think.
Pour My Songs Out says, do you have a tech to toss you the next guitar between songs? Me and Sean, we could take turns being each other's techs.
Well, depending on how this
I'll
next
cover
year
your
goes,
shit. I mean, maybe.
I mean that would be sick.
You know?
I honestly feel like I'll end up only taking 2 guitars to these gigs anyways. Like I'm not gonna do all 4, but it's gonna be in my mind to be like, okay, in case something happens, you know. But I don't know. So, and in the same way, like where you're coming from, I do feel like you could get away, and it depends on I don't know with the shows that you're gonna be booking and playing, they'll probably be closer to like an hour to an hour and a half.
I would hope
set
that
length.
would be like 90 minutes. Like,
Yeah.
you know, I always feel like an hour show, I'm just starting to feel warmed up and good.
Yeah.
But that's probably just because I'm used to playing
Yeah.
3 or 4 hours.
Yeah.
But Yeah, no, that would make me. I mean, obviously, if you do opening slots for anything, you're doing 45 minutes, probably, maybe, you know.
But I mean, even then, what's cool about the shorter sets like that for me is your set list can be a little more, like you can kind of hit them in the face a little bit harder, you know, like you can come out ripping and then have a slower moment for just a song or two, and then
The thing that
jump
I
back.
hate the most about 3-hour gigs is trying to pace that. And feeling like you don't blow all your great, because it's funny, right? Because it's like when you're just in the club and you're playing for 3 hours.
Yeah.
I always feel like, okay, well, I don't want to break out my best songs early because sometimes no one's there yet, right?
Yeah.
And then I'm like, if people are there, I'm like, crap, you know, which I don't usually make a crazy set list for those things, anyways. I just have all these songs and I kind of call them, but. So then I'm like, well, oh, man.
Life in the Fast Lane, Walking to Memphis, stuff like that.
You don't want to blow it all early, right? So you're just like, oh. But you also want to grab people's attention.
So if they are there, you want to be like, oh.
But if it's a show where people pay a ticket, you can hit them because they're there to like see it, right? So it's
straight
just,
in the mouth,
it's just
dude.
funny.
Yeah, like you can come out there with Avalon and start with that slide bit intro. Imagine that. You walk out on stage, empty room. I mean, not empty room, but you know, like empty of any music yet.
Yeah.
And there's just, you know, you come into that.
Nothing but the little thing where I just do my little and then hit the boom.
Yeah, and everybody comes out, you know, like bass and drums. They come out.
We're dreaming now, but in a perfect world, I'd come out and it would be dark, and I'd be like doing the and I'd do the little intro, and then it would be like
Smoke.
1, 2, 3, 4, and then as soon as that, the lights that would be amazing. I used to play for this band.
Dope.
This band, this was the coolest thing I ever did. This was in my early 20s. This guy was, he was in like the CCM kind of world, but imagine like Christian Linkin Park. It was cool though. Well, as cool as it could be.
That's awesome.
But we had this thing built on the set where it was this giant box and it was uplit.
Yeah.
And I would be on that box at the beginning. The stage would be empty and it'd be dead dark.
Yes.
And I would start playing this thing and it would just, then the light would come on. It was, all you could really see was me. And then the first big hit, bam, the lights came on. Now that was a lot of fun. That was a lot of fun.
Dope as hell. That's what I'm talking about.
It actually was really fun. The craziest thing for that, right, was like the uplight totally took the fretboard markers away. You know what I mean? And I was always like paranoid that I was like doing the thing because it was just me like doing this solo-y thing. I was always like, God, what if I'm gonna like half step off? You know what I mean? So I'd like and I would be so paranoid about it. I'd put my hand on my guitar on the right fret and walk out there and be like, my God.
If you, man, that's going to be sick. Whenever you're playing theaters, it's going to be dope. And I do think we should swap off and do the guitar tech thing because I would be more than happy to be like.
If I get to be your tech, I'm going to dress ridiculous.
Oh, dude, yeah.
They're going to be like that old
I already thought
weird
about it.
homeless cowboy that's Sean's tech.
I was talking to the
great.
guy last night about where I want to play at, and he's from Chapel Hill. So he was like, I told him, I was like, man, I really want to play the Cave. I played Cradle, I played all that stuff. It was dope. I want to play the Cave a ton. And he was like, really? The Cave? It's like, yeah, the Cave. And I'm going to go in there. I want to have a crew of people who like, that to me would be perfect. You go out there with a cowboy hat, sunglasses on. People come up and they try to talk to you. You're like,
nah.
They go, I want you to do the thing because this room is so small. My pedal board will be on the floor. And you walk up to people who are like looking at it and be like, whoa, 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 whoa. Back up. Back up. No photos.
I want something, I want to stage it to where something goes wrong. And I come running and diving out, like sliding. And I'm like, plugging in a patch cable.
I'll actually kick my guitar cable out from the pedal board. And
then I come in sliding like, feet first. Yeah, now that, I'm into all those things.
That would be dope.
Yeah, that would be pretty fun. I mean, like, I feel like the dude from Blackberry Smoke, the little tech back there, I feel like he was super cool.
Oh, yeah, he was. He was on it. He had his bouncy ball he was sitting on.
Taking no prisoners. Pete Moore says, John, did you see Trogly's review of the Triplecaster? I did not. Was it favorable?
Is it good?
I can't imagine.
Is it the normal Trogly? This is just sad. How could they do this?
Someone asked if we had seen any drones, and Extra Screen says there was a lot of droning inside Casino Guitars when I was there. Well, that's probably true. Listen, we've been having hot discussions about these drones.
We have been.
Probably can't get into it here on the internet this morning. We only got 3 minutes before the boys take over, so.
We get real caught up on the drone action and the other stuff. The dirty knobs.
What kind of pills did we take this morning? We're taking no pills. We're just genuinely high on life.
Yeah.
That's us.
Pills would be nice, I guess. I don't know.
know.
I've never done that shit.
I've never thought.
Yeah.
I think I'll just take pills.
Yeah, no.
Never appealed to me.
It's not a. anybody you see who's doing those kinds of drugs, at least in my opinion, they're not having fun. Like, I've never seen them like
And
partying.
maybe it's because of where we grew up and live. And we're like, nah, pills
like
ain't the way.
I see them and they're sitting on the couch and they're like, I'm like, that does not look fun. That looks horrible. You look like you're about to die.
I saw a man walk up and down a hall for about 2 hours trying to turn. He knew the door was there, but he couldn't do it one time. And I thought, well, this might not be the thing for old Johnny Rob.
I mean, that looks horrible. It's like heroin too. It's like you just see people and they're like,
Listen,
you want to tell them about your ecstasy story? Because that didn't sound fun.
best not. Best to leave that for another day. Again, we only got 2 minutes.
Johnny didn't do the drug. He witnessed people who did the drug. Okay?
Oh, wow. Yeah, no.
People all over each other is bad. He said it was a really nasty smell.
Writhing.
It's just like this loose pile of meat on the floor. It was
That'll
gross.
leave an impression on a youngster, on a young man.
I'm like, if it's processed, not a good idea. There's no way that can be good. And I'm sure some of y'all are like, well, heroin.
It's all just chemistry.
Yeah.
Listen, if you want to mess around with stuff, but yeah, don't do heroin tonight. I'd say pills, maybe not.
Yeah, no. Crack, not good. Even
Probably-
the name
probably don't-
sounds bad.
Sounds bad.
It does not sound fun.
Don't you think, like, I think I'll try this crack. What are we going to do today?
Exactly.
Try this crack.
Imagine somebody saying, nah, man, I tried crack once. And you're like, oh, okay.
I don't know.
This really tees up Carlos Lopez
right.
very well.
Live from California.
So guys, why don't you give a little bit of a lead
yeah.
into what Baxter and Carlos
So.
are going to be talking about?
Carlos is a guitar builder for Castedosa. If you don't know, Castedosa is probably one of the coolest boutique, amazing, like all-encompassing great instruments around right now, I think. There's a lot of cool brands out there, don't get me wrong, but Carlos is doing it really on his own with his family, and he's prideful about it in the right ways. He's got the sweetest kids, and his wife is beautiful and amazing too, and they all work in the business. So it's really cool, it's really awesome, and as far as what they're going to be talking about, I think we got like new guitar stuff. They're doing wood wire and bolts. He's helping.
I think that there is an event. Is that what it's called? Wood, wire, and bolts.
I believe so.
And that's going to be happening sort of adjacent to NAMM
Yes.
while we are there. So we are going to be there. There's going to be some cool artists. Castedosa obviously is a big part of it. I don't know if you call them like a. I feel like they're more than a sponsor because I
Yeah.
feel like they're helping. He's
Well,
helping to put it on. But
In a weird way, the poster almost looks more like a festival. So they would be like a co-headliner, is what it seems. I don't know, but
I'm excited to hear more about it, and I am excited that we will be in attendance. So,
there's,
Carlos to jump in here.
as soon as Carlos
Get in
gets
the
here,
studio.
as soon as he gets here,
they said, is Derek wearing a PRS shirt? He is not. He's wearing an
My
Elixir.
Black Taylor, or no, Elixir.
Elixir.
This was a NAMM giveaway shirt.
NAMM
from
the
giveaway.
goat of strings.
2020,
A NAMM
which is one of my
exclusive.
favorite shirts.
He loves
Do
it.
you guys,
He said
while-
it's a Jilden.
While we're waiting, do you guys like elixirs? Because I have pretty much switched to the D'Addario coated ones on acoustic, but I still think Optaweb on electric tens.
I love Elixirs on my electrics. I don't own an acoustic guitar right now, so I could care less. All right. Now here's the
And
issue.
I don't really care. I'll put elixirs or but the D'Addario ones are pretty good.
Elixir doesn't make a set of strings with a wound G
Oh,
that I could find.
they're like no Hoss.
I'm
no.
severely disappointed because I'm having to take D strings from packs of 9s to make shit work right now. It's not a good look. It doesn't feel good.
Well, maybe I think what we should do. This is what we should have all gotten you for Christmas. Is we should have gotten you a Stringjoy subscription.
Well,
with your wound G and like your special little
So-
set, and do the coated ones because
Matt-
they got the coated ones.
Matt gave me a set of the Orbiters. That's
Yep.
what those are, right?
That's what those are. Yeah.
Not knocking Stringjoy. I like the
Knock 'em.
strings,
Knock 'em.
but
They got new
For
little fancy
me-
picks and everything.
after about 2 weeks, I could tell like it was done.
Well, see,
And that's fine. Like I should be changing my strings.
I've
sooner
tried
than
them and I haven't loved them.
that. Yeah.
Now Jack uses them for like some custom, gauges that he puts on his acoustics.
Yeah.
And they work out really, really good for him. And I don't mind them. I just didn't feel like they moved the needle for me enough to be like, oh, let me stop using these, the Dario or Elixirs or whatever
Yeah.
I'm using. And I didn't feel like they lasted quite as long. Now, but to be fair, part of me is like, man, I should try.
Yeah.
But so you tried the orbiters and just didn't.
It didn't do it for me, and I'm like, part of me is like, maybe I should just give them another shot and just see what happens, because it's not like it's gonna change the world, and because you can do customized sets, I could pick out, like, I would like a lower E string, like even lower than what it is, like go, it's a 46 obviously, but I wouldn't mind a 48, maybe even a 52.
Yep.
Because I like that boom,
Okay, two interesting things here. Ned said he got free set of elixirs. They sent out when they first came out. They shed little hairs all over. That's not that. I hated those and swore them off for years. But now they've got NanoWeb on the acoustic, OptiWeb on the electric, and you can barely tell the coating is there. But yeah, I used to hate it when that junk would peel off, and so and then I would like break them right away, and I was like, well, what good's coated strings if I just break them? Now,
but they've fixed a lot of those issues.
They fixed a ton, and I feel like at first, they just made the coating, and I felt like they were getting cheap strings.
Yeah.
And I don't feel like the strings themselves are very good. I feel like the strings themselves are better.
Yeah.
And honestly, I didn't start trying them again until I started working here, and we could get them. And I was like, oh, okay, I'll try them.
Which, and two, you talked about OptiWeb earlier and stuff. The level of coating that you get makes a huge difference, because what is it? I think it's PolyWeb or whatever.
The PolyWeb's the junk that peels, and you can still get that, but
stuff. Yeah.
And I think it's so thick that I think it dampens. It makes everything not as brilliant, bright. Now, someone said, how often do you break strings? Now, here's the thing. Here's the mental calculus that I do for the string junk. If I had my way, I would use Ernie Ball Slinkies. Because when they're on and new, I love them. I think they feel amazing, and I love the way they sound.
The first, 3 days, it's like, cool.
Now, here's the problem. I can be playing a 3-hour gig, and that last hour, I already feel like I'm playing sandpaper. And it's because I'm sweating in a sweaty club, and, so.
But they just don't handle.
And then they're done. Yeah. Like, the one gig, they're done. Now, when I was playing on Broadway in Nashville, I would get the 10-pack of Diodaros at a time, and I'd go through that in, a week. Yeah. But then that was all between all guitars, and that's playing, every night. You know what I mean? Multiple gigs some days. And then now I can get the elixirs. I can get through a gig easily, and then if I play that guitar at home or whatever, it still feels good.
Yeah.
Now, I still might break them if I take them to another gig, but that's true for any.
Yeah.
I just still feel like for me, I know that's a very condensed amount of time.
Well,
now,
3 hours is a long time to play a guitar.
Hard and bending hard, and that's where I ended up breaking the strings.
Because you're talking about show level playing.
That's where I ended up breaking the strings. Yeah. Because I'm probably too hard on it.
Yeah.
But
I mean, 3 hours at home, you play completely different. You know what I mean? You're
I can play at home on a set of elixirs. If I was only playing at home and not digging in, I can play for months. But
you are right on that. Now me, I've only ever broken one string at a show ever. But like I said, I'm playing different shows. My shows were 45 minutes at max, an hour long.
Well, when I break them, it's usually I've had a show or two on them, and then I'm into the
Yes.
But I just know usually if I've played a hard show. Now, Robbie's shows where it's more precise and I'm just in the background.
Yeah.
I'll play weeks worth of shows with him. I've been out for 10 days and played the same guitar with the same set of strings, and they're just as good. So it just depends on how you're playing, and I'm not usually sweaty rock and roll nastiness on them. If it's just that, whatever.
It's hard to beat those elixirs, though. For me, I'm like, damn it.
So there you go.
Damn it. Yeah.
Peter Moore says, my Slinkies, 96 hybrid Slinkies last room. Yeah, see, I've never been able to make a pack of Slinkies of their new. And again, they're my favorite string. Well, yeah, I just can't do it anymore. They just don't do it. John Laurie Beaumont says, I hate the sound of new strings. Yeah, I mean, I get that. I get that thing. But Jay Ryan says, just don't deep dive into the forever chemicals and Gortate. Well, that actually.
You know what I wish a company would set up, and maybe this is something that Stringjoy would get into. Being able to take your strings and send them somewhere where they would recycle them and make new strings out of them.
That would be awesome, right? And I don't even want, I mean, just I can only imagine what that chemical
Yes.
that keeps that junk from corroding
Exactly.
does.
Well, and to me, that would be a good way to maybe offset some of that. Would be because, like, I mean, I know you and I are probably the same in this. Where whenever we cut off our strings, it'd be nothing for me to have a box at my house that I just stack them up in, and then once I have enough of them,
recycle them.
box it up, and then ship it somewhere. And they're like, "Hey, we're gonna give you a credit," because they could probably reuse the strings, to some degree.
I think that would be kind of cool.
That would
Now,
be.
and I will say that the Diodarios for me are a close second on the electrics, the new coated ones, whether they XTS or XS or whatever.
Yeah, the excess. Yeah.
XS. But I just still feel like the Optiwebs feel here better. To me.
When I started, I did NYXLs, and I played those for
I
years.
don't like those. I feel like they feel rough to me. And maybe it's because I'm just used to the coated things, but to me, they just feel rougher than like Ernie Balls or regular Diodario. If I'm gonna play Diodario not coated, if I'm gonna play not coated right now, it's just the straight Diodario tins, and the little orange thing.
I don't know what it was, but like the low E's on those would always have it was an odd feel, but I got used to it. Like, it's kind of like whenever you play, what are those, like, you ever played like strings that are like all nickel or whatever, like stuff like that? They have a different feel to them on those wound strings.
Because I played those Pure Blues for a long time, the Pure Nickel, and the DR Pure Blues. I kind of thought that was cool.
I played a set of DRs for a little bit, and I got to the point I was like, nah. It was.
I wouldn't mind trying the Pure Nickel, the String Joy things. What do they call them? The Broadways or something like that? Or,
something like that, yeah.
The retro.
We should just, for Christmas,
we should just go all in.
You and me
try them all.
Buy each other's string packs. And, just then that, because I feel like you're the only person I know who would actually do that. Like, Baxter's not doing that. You know what I mean? He's not going to try different gauges and different weird things and different materials.
See, I am funny about my weird gauges. But I try different materials, and I'd try any, like, kind,
Well, that's
the
where
gauges get me.
Like how we are with picks and stuff like that, which is, to me, just fun. That's cool.
I love
It's something
picks.
to check out. It's like, it's discovery.
I do like, I now feel very much of a loyalty to the old Honey Picks, I think, because I know they're here.
That's
they're
cool.
North Carolina,
There's something nice about that. I like that.
And I just know that they're just nice dudes, man. They just,
I wouldn't, if he, and what I should probably do is reach out to him and be like, dude.
Calhoun Brothers. They'll do pretty much whatever you want. Now, Jack just found some new picks that are from, like, somewhere far away. Vinny's a cool guy, man, the V-Pick guy. Like,
I love the V-Picks. If he could do that, and then, because what I would love to have is a bunch of these, and then.
The Snake.
I play a bunch of the 1mm Dunlops, just because obviously using this is great, but sometimes I got into a place where I felt like I was using only that pick, and I was worried. I was like, God, I'm getting mentally crazy about it. So I went back to using the ones with the Dunlops. And if he makes anything, I don't think he makes anything like this.
There is this, well, he's got a couple of the Ultex stuff.
Okay.
And there's one I forget the material that's pretty close to that.
Yeah.
And they're not that expensive either. They're like, a couple bucks, $3-4 a piece.
See, I would love to.
Not expensive.
Yeah.
But,
not that like.
The world of.
Yeah. And there's nothing wrong with the Dunlops. I would just like to support a local guy.
A local person.
In that way,
Yeah.
And I wouldn't ask him to make me a, V-pick kind of guitar pick either. I would want to buy the V-picks and then buy these from him.
Derek, they have technical connection issues.
Waiting on Carlos.
Oh, just
waiting on the.
I'm coming, guys. I'm making pickups.
I've tried
Bean
to get
lambs.
used to finger picks lately. Finger pick. You ever mess around with finger picks?
I went through a phase where I was like, I'm gonna play the Herco, the ones that are like the thumb pick that looks like a pick just on your thumb, not like a traditional finger pick.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm gonna get into that because I was doing a lot of stuff with the hybrid. I was trying to do hybrid picking stuff, and then I would just realize, I felt like, well, I don't know. I just never really. I did it for a little while. I messed around with it, but I don't know.
Well,
What's up, Tony?
Tony, the king, a king of chicken picking, Mr. Guthrie Trap, said he does the pick to the side thing and then gets his.
Well, that's what I kind of came to. The things I wanted to do, the hybrid picking, that worked better for me than having a thumb pick. Because my problem was, even with that thing, I hold my pick weird.
Yeah.
So when I alternate pick, I don't have it right. If you learned to do it the right way, I think the right way.
Show me what you got. Show me.
Well, so if that was your thumb pick, if it was just there, and you actually held your pick like the little bluegrass guys where you're supposed to do that.
Yeah.
But when I'm picking, that's how I hold my pick.
Out like that?
Like kind of out like that. And so it's like if you watch my hand, I don't know, it does look weird, but it's just how I learned.
I think I picked that up from you, from watching you play. I thought that was normal. Because, like, I do the same thing where I'll hold it.
I think that's wrong. I mean, you know, it's all relative, right? It's like, but
I don't know, man.
I got a weird kind of, I don't know.
Yeah, because I was going to say, I mean, that's really what it is, right?
Yeah,
Is
like, cause
that.
you know, and you know, a lot of like, it's not supposed to be that, obviously.
Yeah.
And mine's not that, but if I'm just playing.
Well, you remember, this has been years and years ago now. I talked to you about how you hold your pinky out, right? And that started to kind of get ingrained in me where I just had my pinky ready to go, hanging out, because you know how
on your left hand?
Yes, and I think I was watching your right hand too, and I was thinking, because we talked about right hand stuff as well, and I started doing that, and that's why, like on my pick guard, because I got that lacquered pick guard on that Strat now, you can see the wear mark from my hand hitting the pick guard.
And my hand does the same thing. I used to get like a callus right there from smacking my pinky into the pick guard, because I you know, and some people don't anchor at all, right? Their hand is always this, but I'm always my hand's always anchored.
Yeah.
Right
Well,
there.
and I mean, I'll tell you, that's why we talked about our
You get
fingernails.
this part,
where it gets worn
I've
in.
tried to get better about like not choking up so much that my hand's always making contact, that when I want just the pick,
Yeah.
you know. John W77 says, stay away from the cobalts. I feel like a used dress. He said, I kind of felt that way about the cobalts as well, honestly. Homegrown Son's getting his 57 AVRI Stratneck. That's pretty cool. Got some cool build stuff going on. Christopher says, I use my middle finger for picking, not the index finger. So, like, are you holding your pick with your...
I mean, like that?
I've seen guys kind of do that, but like, so I do that, and then if I'm gonna pick on top of that, you know, obviously I'm using my middle finger and occasionally my ring.
What's
finger.
funny is do your pick hiding thing that you do. So he does that. I've never understood that. I always just do the it'll go between my fingers, and I can use both of these. I've never dropped a pick that way.
Really?
And it's never made me like, because like you showed me that a long time ago, and I tried to do it. I was like, I can't.
So you do that. So I just tuck mine right there, because then I can use both those. I used to just walk. I would just like forget, and I'd walk around like that. I could walk around all day.
I think that's
and just,
cooler, because like this to me is like silly. Like
well, it just lets me, you know, there it is, and then bam.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's from way back. I started doing that, and I've kind of got to the point I do that less because there's a lot of things I hybrid pick now. But I've also tried to play more with just my finger. Here's a weird mental thing: I can play better with my fingers with the pick there.
No.
than
that's
dropping
real.
the pick. I think something about the security of like the pick's still there.
I've had stuff where I'm teaching in a lesson, and I've had to do where like we'll be doing this, and I'm like, hang on, and I grab my pick out and I slide it between my fingers, and then I do the same thing, and it works. I don't know. I don't understand it either. It's a mental game.
But I'm trying to get better about certain slide things, actually using fingers and not hybrid, just because you can mute and control a little
We
bit
can do
better.
so much cool stuff with chords.
Are we ready?
Is this it?
Ready. Carlos, are you ready? Give me the thumbs up in your camera if you're ready. All right.
Was that a thumb?
Oh
All right,
my
boys.
God, that-
We'll see you after.
We got Baxter.
Oh, he's there. Hey, Carlos.
Hey, Baxter, what's going on?
Man, it's good to see you, dude. I'm going to see you in like a month, too. So this is awesome. Like twice in a quarter.
Yes, sir.
So everyone out there, that's Carlos Lopez. If you're just joining now, and if you're just joining now, you've missed the excitement. They've been talking about strings for the past 12 minutes just to get us through our technical difficulties.
Where did Sean go?
Sean,
Where's
it's just
Jonathan?
you and me. It's just you and me right now, buddy.
Oh, okay.
So wood, wire, and volts. What's going on, my man? What is happening?
We're doing something a little different. I think adding to the, I would say, NAMM experience, and inviting really cool companies to come join us and display their work, and have a few drinks together and party and celebrate our end of 2024. And
That sounds awesome. Hats off to that.
yeah, I think it's going to be cool. I think it's cool. It's going to be. I think we need it. You know, I think it's.
Yeah. Side note too, just in case people are like, if you're in the California area or like the Arizona area, you want to make the trip over. It's January 23rd and 24th. It's just 2 days. It's Thursday and Friday, and it's all day. There's special events at night. So if you want to come, you got to make sure that you get tickets. Reach out to the stuff on Instagram right now. Just follow Castedosa Guitars. Is that the best way, Carlos?
Yeah, you could go to woodwirevolts.com and it has all of the info there. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Pretty straightforward. I think we really it's just it was me and Curtis Novak, and we came together and decided we wanted to do something like this, uh, and we just did it. We really don't know what we were doing, but we're doing it. And so
I feel
it's
like that's kind of how we all sort of launched all of our own businesses too. We just kind of just did it.
yeah, I mean, we're not, we're not afraid of anything, we're not afraid of failure. Not saying it's going to fail, but I think
You ain't
we're not
gonna
scared to
fail.
do
It's gonna be
shit.
fun.
You know what I mean? We're
No,
not
it's
scared
gonna
to
be
do
cool.
anything.
Well, I know I'm very excited about a particular, I'm not gonna give anything away, but there's a particular piece of yours that I've been excited about for a long time that I saw you working on this last year, and it's gonna be at the show.
Yeah, I saved a handful of guitars and for this show, and some new models, and some new things coming. And yeah, we have that special guitar that we saved for you. And yeah, I remember that you came over, and yeah, and you saw it in the process. So
I was
that's
like, I
gonna be
want
fun.
that.
Yeah.
I want that thing. Better not mess it up at the end. So if you're curious about probably the coolest looking baritone thing ever, just just stay tuned. It's gonna be awesome.
Man, excuse my office.
Well,
Looking at it in the camera, that doesn't look too good. I'll work on that next time.
I like the lighting. It's like the low level porn lighting, a little bit
Oh
like
yeah.
you just spend a little.
Uh,
Well, it's more like you're spending time by yourself.
yeah.
Um,
I don't know what you're talking about. I'm a good
no,
I'm,
man,
I'm a good
no.
Christian boy. No,
I
just
I
kidding.
know you. You're a sweet baby. So who else is going to be at this event? We got Curtis Novak. We got you. I know we got Frank Brothers, but who else is coming?
We got the guys from Built Guitars are gonna come. Dunnable Guitars will be there. Walsh,
Oh,
the Texas Toast guys are gonna come.
satellite
And
amplifiers.
yeah, Satellite Amp, Earthquaker Devices will be there. Mythos Pedals.
Mythos. Oh
Yeah.
yeah, those are
So
fun, man.
yeah, so it's just people that we like and what they're doing. You know what I mean? We like what they're doing, and we just want to create. Because for me, NAMM is not it's not a place for. It makes it impossible for guys like me to join. So we feel like we're not
You didn't even notice.
we create our own space
Oh
type of
no, it's,
thing.
it's
You know
cool
what
you
I
did
mean?
that because well, NAMM's its
Hey,
own
Sean.
different thing. Sean's already left us now. He's in and out. That's how fast he is. No, but no, NAMM's its own thing. NAMM's expensive too for like artists to come in and sponsor their wares at NAMM. Did you look at how much that costs now?
No, it's I hate to be that guy, but it's just it's gotten a little too corporate for me, which is fine. It's great, but it's just like I feel like it's just not a fit for me, and
I
I
think with you that tracks pretty strong.
and so I love NAMM. I love going. I love being a part of it. As a spectator and just meeting up with friends, and it brings a lot of good to the industry. But I feel like guys like me, I want my own space, and so that's what we did.
We respect that.
Me and Curtis created our own space and invited anybody who wants to join us.
Well, the joint looks really cool. Like, Derek and I cyber sleuthed it. It looks like a really cool venue. It looks like a cool space. We're excited to see how you guys deck it out.
Yeah, it's gonna be good. Actually, Stephanie and my mom, they're gonna be decorating somewhat. You know what I mean? So
Thank God.
yeah, I know. That you know, men are not great decorators in my opinion. So I'm not, at least. And so we got to get my wife is really good at that stuff, and she's the one that makes the home a home. So, and
So if you're saying those, so if people love your guitars too and they love the way they sound, like if they want to meet, actually Stephanie is going to be there. And it's sort of rare and it's hard to meet Stephanie in the real world because she's kept away from this disaster of the guitar marketing universe, and this is the one rare chance you can meet her and say hello and thank you.
Yeah, that's yeah. I think that's a good thing. I think we need that, and we've made a lot of cool relationships, you know, throughout the years now, and a lot of cool people have been playing my guitars, and just recently, Mike Mencina, he's a film score. For probably almost all the big Disney movies that you've seen. He's done it, and he's a big fan of ours, and he's become a good friend of ours in the process. So it's just meeting people like that just give them a chance to come and hang out and meet us, because it's we need that. Well, for me at least, I need to interact with people because I've been locking myself away and being a
You are, and
recluse.
you're
Yeah,
you're a notorious hermit. I'd say,
I
like,
am.
I've
Yep.
I've had the rare joy of hanging out and having tacos and beers with you at your house a few times, but
Yeah.
most people don't get that experience.
Yeah, so that I just not. I don't know if when people meet me, they'll you know they won't like me, but that's
That's
okay.
adorable. They're gonna love you. So quick question on now. I know you can't spill too much. Is there anything you're excited about for next year? You got anything new coming down the pipeline, or do you want to give hints?
Yeah, so I've been working on a new model, and that's what I'm gonna be showing for the show, and that's my I'm excited about it. So I'm excited to show everybody, and
Awesome.
if so I'm just gonna do a handful, and so if you know I got casinos getting the first ones, and all of my top dealers, and
We pretty much agree
getting
to
the
whatever
first
you
ones.
whenever you make something, we say yes.
That's what
That's
yeah
just the
that,
deal.
that's kind of been the trend with everybody, and that it's great to be in a place like that. I love that.
Except for that electric cajon you were working on, we've sort of passed on that one. That didn't pan out. The cajon with the ukulele that pops out from the back. Just
I thought it was going to be a big hit.
it was, and it was a failure. It's a total failure. Well, Carlos, I mean, I don't want to take all your morning, because I know we're live right now, so this freaking 7:30. We've been talking on the phone in your time in California, but I want to let you get back to bed or to work or hang out with your beautiful wife, your beautiful children. But anything else you want to share with us, like before we send you on your merry way?
Yeah, just January 23rd and the 24th, Thursday, Friday. And it's if anybody's thinking of going to NAMM, going to be at NAMM, come join us, hang out, come meet us. And I think it's going to be a great time, and hopefully we can continue it year after year. So
I
that's
love that.
it's the first one, and so we're gonna we really don't know what to expect, but we're excited. Me and Curtis are excited about it, and all of the great companies that have joined us and is going to participate. It's really just a collective, party of like-minded people, and with the passion for music, guitars, pickups, and amps, and all the stuff that we like and nerd out about. All those people are going to be there in
Well, it
one
sounds
in one place.
it's yeah, it sounds amazing. Like, and speaking of that, like, we're obviously planning on coming. I think we're planning on coming on Friday, but we'll be shooting content there for sure. But if any of our watchers are out there watching and they can't go, just we'll be doing some live streams, I'm sure. We'll be doing some full on spread of the content there. So if you can't be there, we'll capture it for you so you can see it later. And then if you want to fall in love with these brands or instruments, we'll help you find them.
So yeah, so it's going to be the Thursday and Friday, and then Friday is going to have a night event, and we're going to throw up a concert. Uh, Ariel Posen is going to come, and Science of Nature are going to be there, and we have another special guest that we are going to announce in January, and so it's going to be exciting. It's an exciting time, and I feel the excitement kind of brewing in the air, so it's going to be fun.
I think it's gonna be super awesome.
Hey man, I'm excited to see you and have a drink with you and meet all the boys again.
Yeah, the boys are all coming out. I'm excited, man. Johnny's coming. And bringing my wife too. So you
Cool,
bring the Kentucky supermodel. So we'll bring her
nice.
out for a few days. No, I mean, Carlos, thanks seriously, thanks for coming and joining. But thanks for doing all the stuff you've done. I've been been a big fan of yours since you were at Fender, and a bigger fan since you started your own thing. So this has been a joy for me to watch your family business grow and watch the success you've had.
Oh, thanks, man. I appreciate that. That means a lot to me.
Thanks
And
for hey.
we'll go on.
No, I was gonna say thank you. I think they're bringing the boys back. I see them up there now. Look at
The
that.
boys. Hey,
They're
what's up,
alive.
guys?
Hey,
What's
we can say
up?
hi to everybody.
Man,
Okay,
you
so we're
guys
out of here,
got
brother.
you guys got to decorate my studio. Look at this. It's
Hell
pathetic.
yeah, dude.
We'll come do it.
I'll make it
Next
happen,
time it's
dude.
gonna be a lot better.
Yes.
We're gonna come fix it when we're there in California.
There we go. Hey, I'll see you guys. Thanks for having me on.
See you later.
Take it
man.
over, boys.
Man.
Later.
Yeah.
Back to talking about tucking picks and
All
pills.
right, here we go.
The real stuff. Speaking of pills,
Pills, ecstasy. What do you want to know? Carlos Lopez.
So everybody go get your
What a
tickets.
legend.
If you're going to be out there, get your tickets before they sell out.
Yes.
yeah, and
Get
like
your
they
tickets.
said, we will be there. So I'm sure that we will
It's gonna be awesome.
filming stuff, and hopefully we'll do some live stuff. Maybe we can do something live with Carlos
I think.
there. That would be cool.
Yeah, I think we got some live stuff would be dope. I think we should do some neat little live stream things whenever we can.
I mean,
that'd be
since
awesome.
we
I don't
sorta,
know how
you know,
often, but if we can
We're
make
in
it
with
work.
the organizer of the event. I bet he could let us live stream some of the actual
Yes.
show stuff.
I think-
Probably, maybe.
yeah.
Well, we'll figure that out. But
From what I've heard in the backgrounds is that we will have pretty much, if not almost unlimited access to anybody we want to talk to.
do you mean absolute all access?
Absolute
AAA?
triple A,
What
baby.
I'd call AAA.
Me and Johnny know all about it. Okay,
We know.
we're kind of a big
Listen,
deal.
secret tunnels,
Secret tunnels.
backstage rooms.
We know how to get to the front via way of doors. That was so funny whenever he was like, no, you got to see the cool
no,
way.
follow us.
This is
You
where all
can
the
be out
stuff's
here.
at.
You can be out here with the people. That's,
like,
You guys don't know what we're talking about, but it was just
was
trust us.
funny.
Trust us, it was funny.
Oh, man.
Trust us, it was funny. Alex says it sounds like fun. It really kind of does sound like fun. I'm excited. I'm maybe as excited about that as I am about the name thing.
I am. I think, some of the coolest people from the last 5 to 10 years are going to be in that room doing some stuff, showing off a lot of new things that I'm excited for.
Well, what's cool is, right, NAMM's there, so there's going to be a lot of people there. So I think it probably is going to be a convergence of a lot of like-minded, cool sort of folks that we'll hopefully get to meet and hang out with.
And what I like, too, is they're not calling it like an anti-NAMM thing.
Anti-NAMM,
Yeah.
NAMM.
Frick NAMM. This is more so them just doing something in conjunction with it, which is really neat. And I think it's, I hope it is as mighty as it seems like it is going to be, because it deserves it. Carlos is the man.
I think we're going to have Ariel posing.
Who?
Just like Todd says, Ariel posing.
Macaroni posing?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
I think that's cool.
Yeah.
I think it's pretty epic.
It's pretty epic.
Pretty epic.
Anything exciting in the guitar world?
I thought we already covered all those.
Oh, the picks and the ecstasy and the strings.
Joe Bonamassa in New York.
Never heard of her.
New York City.
New York.
Those were great commercials.
We're going to listen to sports today.
Pace Picante sauce. We're going to listen to sports. We're going to listen to drone.
That's right.
The latest updates and what the drones are.
There's a new Pavement song?
What? Really?
That's cool.
Okay.
I like
Sean
it.
McKenzie just rolled out of the woodwork.
Oh, yeah? Secret code, huh? I can dig it.
Is that coded language?
A little,
Coded language?
busting a can
Bean
of
Lambs
biscuits.
gets it. Bean Lambs.
Old El Paso.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, no, I think that it's cool to schedule that during the NAMM stuff too. And I think it's neat to. There, we did do do you remember the thing where we went to? I think this is just me and Derek. When we went to the summer NAMM and Gibson was having their own stuff, but at the Gibson garage, that felt a little more like
Yeah.
sticking it to the NAMM folks.
Yeah. Which
We're,
is pretty lame. I'll say this. It's different whenever you're Castedosa and you're very independent.
trying
and
to make it,
You're
trying
making
to
it
get
and
it.
you're doing your own thing. That's cool. That's like punk rock, right? Whenever you're a big corporation that
You're
know,
like,
and-
you guys
and-
just come on.
Yes.
I
I'm not saying this just to Gibson. I'm saying this to Fender, Gibson, PRS. Whenever you do that, it's kind of like, dude, you're you're the king of the guitar world, right?
Well,
Go and
here's what
show
I
your
think
face,
would
you
have
know?
been
Be
cooler.
there.
And now, to their credit, I think they did sponsor some things. They just didn't have a booth. But it would have been cooler, I think, if they had made it clear that, hey, we're still supporting NAMM, we're sponsoring NAMM, and then there are these like auxiliary
Things
events happening where it was kind of seemed like, oh, if you're a cool kid, you come down to the garage.
Now, don't get me wrong. The
No,
garage
we went to the
is
garage.
probably cooler. But
No, you're not. It
You know,
absolutely
I'm
was.
sure it is.
And
They
we
crushed-
went there and we had a great time. I just it's weird.
yeah,
There's just that weird public perception of what is
and I mean,
what's the right thing.
I do feel like maybe NAMM as a whole is due for a fresh start. You know,
upglow.
Yeah, I mean
glow
seriously.
up.
Yeah, like really, like let's.
I think they do need that because I think they're sort of living in this slightly outdated model of what
Well, it's
music
like-
retail.
yeah.
And listen, we probably live in a bubble too because
Oh, yeah.
there is this world out there of like band and orchestra and like having
Synthesizers,
your
keyboards,
r-
pro
right,
audio, all
that
that.
we don't really live in. So we're not the expert either. We're looking at it from a pretty small angle, admittedly. But
Yeah. But if they did,
I don't know.
I feel like there's a way they could maybe reinvent what they do there. Like, because so much of it now is like if you look at YouTube as a whole and what the music scene is on there, I think they can make it much more than just. And obviously, what does NAMM stand for? Is what we all got to remember too.
What?
Music merchants,
it
right?
stands for something. Sean, they just gotta believe.
Believe.
They just gotta believe.
That
Um,
is true. But I mean, I just feel like it could expand in a
expand.
cool way.
There is a loosely related to early 90s Mexican food nostalgia. Chi-Chi's restaurants are opening back. All I care about is the fact that you can now get a nostalgia Mexi Melt at Taco Bell. And I got to say, they're pretty good.
At what point is
maybe
the
that's what we
drug
need
of
this year.
nostalgia going to stop?
Never.
When are we going to make it in?
Because everyone who talks shit about nostalgia, like from the older people, falls right into their own little brand of nostalgia. Usually at the same time. You just don't. It's one of those things that gets you, and one day you wake up and you're 45 and you're like, damn. And you realize, and it hits you. You're like, no.
Those are the good old days.
And I don't think there's much wrong with a little nostalgia in the right balance. In the right,
I will always reinvent myself. This haircut happened today. Tomorrow, I might come in here with a ponytail and shave the top of my head.
You can reinvent yourself. I'm just saying, there's always going to be that
No.
twinge where you like,
No.
oh, that was nice. Remember when?
Never.
Remember when?
I'm remembering now.
Remember, Sean. Remember.
Back in the day.
The Snapple lady will not be returning. But what are you gonna do? But anyways, I've got a lot of optimism about NAMM, about the thing with Castedosa. I think it's all gonna be pretty
I've
awesome.
got optimism about the world at large for 2025. I think
No, let's not get
some
crazy.
good things could maybe.
If the aliens let us be, we're probably gonna do ourselves in.
I mean,
it's fine.
It
One of my students yesterday told me that something was gonna happen with the solar flares and we were gonna have no electricity for 2 months, and I was like, well. Okay, that's it.
Every 5 years they tell us that. They're like, it's
This
gonna wipe
is a
us
kid.
out.
This is a kid. The kid was
I
like,
know.
"Hey, listen." He's like, "Listen, we're gonna have no power for like 2." And who knows where he got it, but it was really funny. He's one of my favorite students. He's great. He's an awesome kid.
It's all fun and
I
games
just thought,
until-
man, this was hilarious. But what are you gonna do? Chad B says it's a shocker when your high school music starts populating the oldies playlist. Man, it really is. I mean, like, it kind of is. Remember when?
Remember when you said you'd never say, remember when?
And then you do. And then Alan Jackson starts
time
playing in the
stood
background.
still.
Remember when 30 seems so old. Why do I know all the words to that song? But I do.
Because everybody knows
'Cause
the
every-
words.
But that's a great line because there is a time in your life where your 30 is like ancient. You're like, my God, these 30-year-old
never thought-
squares.
I've never thought 30 was old. And I don't know if that's a sign of times changing.
I think that things have changed
Yeah.
so much. And I don't know, it's like, you could just look back at like sitcoms
Yeah.
and see how they depict like 35-year-olds and 50-year-olds and then think about the 50-year-olds that you
Yeah.
know now. Like things have
Well,
Also, I think if you go to really small rural towns
Yeah.
and talk to the average 50-something-year-old, and then do it in a place that's a little more
Yeah.
like urban or a little, you know what I mean? Like
Very
it is
different.
shockingly different.
Yeah.
Like, right? I mean,
Well, because I read this book a few years ago, and it was by Aziz Ansari, funny enough, and it was called like Modern Romance or something. But it was talking about this time in your 20s, right, being like 20 to 30, how that has changed from being this time where you start a family, have kids, do all these things. Now there's like this 20 to 30 thing where it's like you live life and you do a lot more than what my parents did. I know with your parents for sure, like it's a very different path that you walk where you can kind of figure it out, and that's okay now. Like we don't hold up this thing of like, no, you got to do X, Y, and Z.
I'm still having this weird thing where like sometimes I feel like, oh, the young guy, and I'm like, wait, no, I'm not the young guy. Like I'm morphing into the older guy in situations, and it's like it's
also,
just weird.
We've talked about this before. When is the prime of your playing years? And Joe Bonamassa, funny enough, he's a perpetuator of this. From the age of 40 to 60, you are reaching the peak of that thing. Somewhere in there is where they say it happens.
Well,
And
I
then
think
after
because
that,
you're still got most of your physicality, but you're also, I think, maturing in how you're thinking about
Yes.
what you're playing.
and
For
it's
most
all that
people,
knowledge from before
dude,
adding up.
surrender,
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Surrender.
Whoa.
surrender. My God.
What do we do about that?
Well, we're gonna feast out.
I guess
Bitches.
so. Bi-
Listen,
Bitches.
surrender. I don't know if you messaged Sean. He got one of the coolest scores that I've seen lately. And
What is
so I'll show Sean when we
I have not
when
seen
we get
it.
off. It's pretty. I was promised some more pictures.
I'll
and
be
things
honest.
today.
I have fallen dead to most of the world the last couple of months. So I feel
But
like
you go through these moments of like you get off your Instagram and messengers and stuff.
Exactly.
And that's probably like the most smart, good thing you could do. I should probably do. Surrender's
Surrender.
like, I didn't message Sean. Sean's dead to
period.
me.
He's like, that
Dead
boy's
to me.
dead. He's
What?
like,
Listen, where's our little thing?
Thurman?
Where's our little advent?
the-
well,
oh,
We have failed today. We've got no pig. We
Oh,
got
it's
no
over there.
cow. We got no
It's
Bigfoot.
safekeeping.
oh man, we blew it.
We got no diehard advent calendar.
Well, I feel like I do need to say, and Kevin Walsh, I think as of recent, I've been better about responding to.
Nakatomi Plaza. That's it.
There you go. We Surrender and Alex Holden. There's a handful of people that I should probably apologize to for just being dead, like not like responding and just being like, I go into a hole sometimes and I gotta hide out. Me and Marla, Anthony Hernandez have been talking about that this past week, and he actually helped, dig me out of my head some. So I'm coming back with passion.
It's okay, I think, to do that occasionally.
Yeah, but I
know?
love all our boys, and I want you guys to know that I appreciate all you
We
guys.
love you all.
You're a killer. And Surrender, the harmonic percolator has been saturating a Marla amplifier every time I record a track. So that pedal, I got to figure out how I'm going to put it on my board because of the battery. But I'm looking into it because it is great. I love it. So, anyways, onward and upward.
Do you want to tell us about this thing?
This thing is really dope. So we got a really cool customer who does all these cool wood and metalworking things, and comes in and he gives us little black plastic penises. It's that's besides the point. He does a bunch of cool stuff.
Everybody's got their thing.
He gave this to us a while back, and he said, "Play around with it, take it, use it, whatever, man. See what you think." And then he told me once we started doing the giveaways, he said, "Please
Give it away.
give it away." And I was like, "Okay." So this is the Believe. It's an octave pedal. I used it and it is sick. It's like if you want the Jack White tone, just stack a fuzz with this, and it works. I mean, it is really dope. I'll pull out the little manual. It's nice because it just says Believe on it.
We have picked a recipient already.
We have. This person has been, I feel like they've been a part of live streams since day one.
And so it
nearby.
made my heart happy.
It really
This
did.
is where it's going.
This does have a master volume and bias control on the inside, so there's internal trim pots that you
You
can
don't
turn.
need it. Just plug it in and
You
let it
don't.
rip.
It is a clean octave up with FET output amp. So if you turn the gain bias up and the volume up, this will push pretty heavy. It's pretty dope. It's neat. I love weird stuff like this.
You do.
This is weird in a great way. Do weird. You want to tell them?
It's going to the donut shop.
That's right, baby.
Ned is
Ned's
today's
Donut
recipient of the Believe pedal.
Bingo.
Congratulations.
Sick, dude. Look at that. Watch Ned be like, I don't want to.
Ned's like, I don't. What? You guys suck. You guys didn't know I hate
He's
you.
like, you think I wanted that piece?
You
of
guys
shit?
thought I was being sarcastic all these times? No, I actually hate you.
I hate pedals.
I actually hate you. Ned. We all love Ned. So
That's
yeah,
right.
no, it made us happy.
We were like, we talked about it before. We usually do a randomized thing, and we were like, Ned's a cool dude. Now I got to get gas money to come pick it up. That's funny as hell.
It's pretty good.
Yeah,
It's pretty good.
it is.
Um,
Well, if you come here to pick up your Believe pedal, we
you
can
guys
have
can
a boxing
fight.
match.
That could literally be next. Well, it won't be next week's live stream, but that could be
But-
our next live stream.
Ned,
Imagine
if you
me
wanted
sitting on
to
the
do that,
couch watching you guys all oily boxing.
sunglasses on, cigar in your mouth. Now do it naked.
Ben's just gonna cut your hair. I did see this thing today. It said if you work in like customer service, like retail, you should be able to fight one customer a day. And I think that'd be a great rule.
Yeah.
Imagine if you had to call people and you knew I could
what?
be their one person today.
That
You'd be
gets us
nicer.
one step closer to the purge.
It's bound to happen.
It's bound to happen.
It's bound to happen.
bound to happen.
That movie's a.
Ned's gonna
prophecy.
come and kill me, hold my head up in front of the camera, and be like, it'll be great. And we can have a whole discussion about why In Rainbows is a 10 out of 10 album for the fact that it has 10 amazing tracks that kill, they slap. I'll fight you on this, bro. Let's see. The manager wants to talk to you, Karen. Yes.
What are you gonna do?
The only
Bean Lambs
fight-
is ready to sponsor the event. Listen, this could be sanctioned. It could be non-sanctioned.
Now,
It could be an exhibition match.
Homegrown Son brings up a cool point. Rock'em Sock'em Robot Battle. I think that would be proper casino boxing.
It would be. It would be.
That would be dope.
Listen, we
For being free. You
we
we got to get some of those. And we could tape our faces onto them.
I mean, we could start having casino arm wrestling. We have a precedent set for that.
Yes.
We could do that. But
I'm fine to do whatever. We could do Indian leg boxing or whatever they call it. Indian leg wrestling.
I was kind of into wrestling. That's probably inappropriate at this point. But when is Derek gonna fall?
Paul Logan, I like that.
We know a guy named Paul Logan.
Oh, Eddie 9 Volt's in here.
What?
Look at that.
No, he's not.
A handsome boy. Hey, congratulations
No,
on the
he's not.
record
Dude.
and the European tour action. That looks dope as hell.
Listen, the new record is so good. And there's that, you got that video of you standing out in front of like the little house playing that, I don't know what that, it looks like a little Gretsch with Soundhole pickup. Dude.
The Instagram
Dude.
game has been fun lately. I've been liking what you've been doing.
Now I do too.
I'm digging it.
So if you boys don't follow Eddie 9 Volt, you're missing out. And we don't say that to everyone because some people we don't like. But we all love
That's
Eddie.
true.
We all love Eddie. Yeah.
That's very true.
We've been in like trying to, make art mode here. So we've been referencing you a lot because we all like what you do and how you do it. I think is the bigger.
We're doing lines at the Rooster.
Yeah.
And we're like,
Just like Eddie taught us.
music really loud, and we're sitting there. We're like, why can't we just be Eddie?
I mean, they're only
Punching
$1
walls.
bills rolled up, but
Oh yeah, no.
you got to start somewhere and work up.
Every once in a while, we'll break out that fancy $2 bill that Grandpa gave us, and we'll roll it up. And we're like, this is the.
Have you got a stack of those too? I got like 3 of them.
They're
that
gonna
are
be
only
worth
been folded in
something
the
one
middle.
day.
They're one day, just those and those silver, those $50.
So dumb. They're never gonna be worth anything. The world's gonna end before those are worth something.
Hey, we can only hope. We can only hope.
Oh man.
Eddie says Baxter's bass skills though. Yeah, no, the bass
We've
skills.
actually been hearing some of Baxter's bass skills.
That
more.
is semi top secret, but
I know. I'm not sharing more on it. I'm just saying we've been hearing it. As to where, or why, or the who and the how, it's pretty damn good.
he's been getting into the bass game. I
Yes.
hear he's getting into the synth game.
That's right.
A bird told me.
A little bird.
A bird told me. No, dude, those the videos came out pretty darn good when you were jamming at the Rooster.
It was
And
dope.
we got to jam along. So yeah, check those out too if you guys
great.
hadn't seen them.
The man's a hell of a performer.
What was your favorite place in Europe when you were just there? I know you were in France. I know you were in the UK.
Yes.
What was the coolest?
Yeah. I feel like answer for sure, but I feel like seeing the Paris gigs, those looked really
looked
cool
awesome.
because they were packed out in like these really neat rooms. I was
Yeah.
like, that looked dope.
We'll have to do a
89-volt interview.
89-volt
Oh,
Yeah.
Q&A.
I think Sean.
Yes,
yeah.
dude.
We'll get it
Live
set
You,
up.
stream.
you can call in like old Carlos did today, and we'll do that. That'd be pretty sweet. Because I would love to hear about that. It also looks like you were doing some pretty sweet gigs with other artists that looked like they were kind of crushing it. So
He said Hartsfield Jackson Airport when I got home. Is that the place that did you play in the airport?
maybe he's just ready to be home.
Yeah, I know. Maybe that was it. I was like, oh. I was like, oh.
No, I get that. I can get it.
Nathan Keelinger, the Believe pedal, I assume you can buy one. I don't know. I don't know how you find it. I'm teasing, LOL. Scotland was cool. I was like, okay, that makes sense.
Eddie's like, screw you guys. You guys all suck. I want to go to Scotland. I've never been to Scotland.
I've never been to Scotland either.
Been to Ireland. It's not the same.
I would love to give
Been to the
you
UK.
more information, Nathan, but it literally just says believe.
So you just have a strong belief, and then they find you. You just sit at home and meditate.
I mean, it's actually pretty funny. It doesn't have any other information. You can type in.
Even on the box, look, it's really
It
funny
just
because
says
it just says
believe.
there's no.
I mean, I kind of want to buy one too, just because it is a really
I know.
cool
Let me
pedal.
see this
I
thing.
enjoyed it. You want to
talk
check it
to
out?
him.
It's crazy.
Talk to the people.
Scotland is got to be fun to play in. Yeah, did you feel welcome? Where was the place that you
Oh, the
felt
haggis.
most welcomed at? Was it Scotland or was it, I mean, I don't know what descent you are. You have many characteristics. None of them are definitive to one place.
Many characteristics.
It's like that Willem Dafoe thing. Well, there's many things about him. He's gay. He's got a classical music thing. I'm kidding. You know?
Dude, did you take what guitars did you
London
take?
and
Did you
Paris.
just take the Esquire?
345.
Yeah, because
I saw that a little bit. I think.
did you have it over there?
I
Yeah, mean,
believe.
that's
I could
pretty,
be wrong. Watch him be like, I didn't have a 345 at all. I'll be like, oh.
I just know it's trickier, obviously, to travel.
With a
But I feel like maybe you got a cool traveling case. Can he just call in now, Derek? Can we have Eddie 9-volt call in now?
I mean, we could probably hear him from where you're at, right?
Let me send him an
Okay, Eddie, we're sending you the link. Man, this is it's a Christmas miracle.
It is. First, Carlos Lopez. Now
And now,
Johnny, don't break that. Careful with it.
Have Eddie text me his email.
text us your email.
do you have
can,
his number?
Yeah, you
I'll
can.
send him a text message.
Okay,
Okay.
Derek's texting you so that you can text him. your
Love pedal makes the belief. Okay. I'm actually going to look this up while we're doing this. I just want to see it.
Love pedal. The live is popping off today. That's what we like to hear, Thomas White.
Okay, Love Pedal does make it. There are 129 pre-owned on Reverb right now.
Dude, there's one for $72.99.
$72.99 on Reverb. That is pre-owned.
Don't
These-
wait. Don't say this to Ned. They're crazy expensive.
No. It's like $500. I seriously though, I played it and then
It's really cool.
It is really cool. I enjoy stuff like this though. That's just me. Can I call in?
Mayor
Is it
McCheese
song
says, "Can I call in?" is a decent song name. Festivus for the rest of us. I was trying to explain Festivus to my children the other day, but the hard thing was to explain to them like Seinfeld. They were like, "What do they do?" And I was like, "Well, that's the point. They don't really do anything." They're like, "What?" So you just watch people do nothing.
I feel like I need to grab her a cow and pig too.
Squirrely,
Hey,
though, since
somebody
y'all
talk
don't
about
have
this.
headphones, you'll have to listen here from.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If we hear him talking from over there, it should be fun. If it's like the Carlos thing was.
Make it right. Make it right. Alex says Rhett's calling in after Eddie. Okay, now that would be
Listen,
hilarious.
brother. Alex heard us talking the other
It's,
day.
it's an Atlanta shakedown.
All the Atlanta folks,
We're having an
Shakedown.
Atlanta battle royale.
shake them down. We are talking about boxing matches, so
The
hey,
shakedown.
I feel like Eddie might be scrappy.
Let's have an airing of grievances.
Roll out this list.
Like, listen,
On March 27th,
I saw the thumbnail. Okay, not okay. That's a sin.
Not all right.
I'm gonna make a YouTube series where I just go through YouTube sins, and it's like the biggest sins. It's like, how many times did you make this face? Too many. All right, and we're gonna go down 27 times by my count.
What's the biggest one?
All right, here he
Here
is.
it
It's
is.
oh my
Oh!
God,
Oh,
the man himself.
Bro, I look terrible, but I'm sitting here in my apartment, man. How's everybody doing? Merry Christmas.
Merry
that's
Christmas
great.
to you,
Merry
dude.
Christmas.
I feel like you don't look terrible, but I feel like with the 345, you're in like your Eric Clapton phase.
Bro, that heroin is tempting. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
I'm not talking about his playing. I'm just talking about he's got the cool long hair. He's got the 345.
I got it.
Like,
Right.
you know.
I'm going to how do I make you guys bigger? I'm going to a jam, not a jam tonight. I'm sitting in with Kevin Scott, who plays bass with Warren Haynes. They're doing a mega jam in Atlanta on Thursday at Variety Playhouse. I didn't mean to do a shameless plug, but it's going to be everybody. Charlie Starr from Blackberry Smoke,
yes.
a lot of guys, man, and I'm excited.
That's awesome, dude. We just got to meet Charlie Starr. Sean and I did last Saturday in Fayetteville.
That is a
Which is
sweet
pretty,
man.
He seemed like a super sweet dude. You know him pretty okay, don't you?
I know him. I met him on the we text a few times. I wouldn't say I'm best friends with him, but
Right.
But he's a nice guy. I met him on the Joe Bonamassa cruise, and he says he's going to give me sideburn advice, which I really need.
If anyone has sideburn advice, it would be Charlie, because they're like in person. They're even more. You're like, whoa, wow.
Yes. I mean, it's a hell of a chop on that.
Try
man.
not to stare. You're like, my God. He's like, my eyes are up here, boys. No, pretty sweet.
But I don't want to hijack you guys' thing. I just want to come in and say hey and love you guys and have a Merry Christmas.
Dude,
We love you.
We love you, man.
Okay,
You're
if
the man.
anybody's near Atlanta, go to the jam.
Yes, go check it out.
Can they buy tickets to the jam, Eddie?
Yes, you can. It's almost sold out, and it's for charity, for children's charity. It's an awesome thing. But if it does sell out in Atlanta, we're playing Terminal West in the 31st of January. So get tickets
Dude,
for that.
That's a great venue too. If you guys haven't been,
Yeah,
that was
John-
where I came out and saw you guys, and it was awesome. So that's an awesome venue.
Well,
Hell yeah.
well, guys, thank y'all so much for having me. I'll let y'all get back to it. Love you guys. Merry Christmas.
Dude,
love you, my friend.
man.
See you
See
soon.
you later.
Bye.
Yeah. That is so dope.
Everybody's calling in.
I know. What
Boys, we're basically famous.
There you go. Look at that, Derek.
pretty
Two
much
in one
famous.
day.
Two in one day.
He no man, Eddie is great, man. I'm happy. Especially
I know it's weird because Eddie's probably still listening, but I know we said Charlie Starr seems like a sweetheart. Eddie
Is a sweetheart.
He's just the real deal, and
He
we I think that's why we like him, because he's.
I'll
just
never
cool.
forget making a joke to him and then him being like, "Man, I'm so sorry. I love you. Give me a
sorry,
hug. Give me a hug."
Sean.
I was like, "Bro, we're
In
good.
between
He's
lines,
great."
you know.
I know. Yeah, we're
No, man, it's fine.
cocaine. That's the only thing Eddie and Eric Clapton have in common. Eric's a chump.
I guess we can wrap it up.
Yeah, we gotta go.
I was just getting on my Clapton hate train. Why are you gonna knock me off? All right, Eric Clapton blows. He's
Listen.
the worst. Eddie 9-Volt could bury Clapton at his best, at his worst, and at his grave.
He did get the Joe Bonamassa shout out about how good he does the Albert King thing. I
And
think
you
he was
know
talking about.
who Joe Bonamassa didn't comment on? Eric Clapton.
My goodness. My goodness. All right. Hey, we so appreciate you guys hanging out with us. Everybody have a Merry Christmas if you
safe.
celebrate such a thing. And if not, just a happy holiday season, all the other stuff.
Briefly, real quick, thoughts and prayers with all of our guys who are dealing with any kind of ailment, sickness,
All that stuff,
cancers.
man.
Peter, we're all there with you guys and hope that you get better. Homegrown son, glad that you are, healthy again
Yes.
and you have kind of come
Yep.
to the other side of your stuff.
It's been a good year.
Put your thoughts and prayers, your T's and P's with Mayor McCheese's dog.
Because he's
about
got
to-
some wild stuff
Yes.
going on. But I think talking to Mayor McCheese, as horrible as that situation is, I think it is.
It is.
There have
it
been
is
some
coming
really
together.
good things to come out of it. It sounds like.
Yes.
We won't say more of your personal business
That's right.
on YouTube, but
Yep.
that's been really cool to hear about and to see.
Exactly.
So, anyways, but yeah, man,
And
I'm
the-
thinking about all you guys, and again, just know that we really appreciate you.
Yep.
So,
And look out for next week. There may be an earlier stream. We'll try and let you guys know
yeah,
as soon as
we'll
we
figure
know.
that out if we know. But obviously, no stream on Christmas, I would say. But maybe before that, or maybe at the end of the week, we'll figure it out.
Something.
Or maybe we'll do something where we call in.
Let's give a shout out to everybody that super chatted us.
Yeah.
Yes.
Throughout the last year.
Yeah.
That
Which,
stuff goes a long way. We really
does.
appreciate it.
It
Whether
does.
it's $1 or
Yes.
more, it makes our day, and it really is a thing. We look forward to lunch.
yeah.
That's the highlight.
Lunch is our gathering, our moment to have
We
with one another.
appreciate the beers,
Yes.
the coffees, all that stuff.
Absolutely. You guys have been
Yeah.
awesome. And really, I feel like it's been over a year now that we've been doing live streams, but it does feel like this year has been a lot
of the live stream.
Yes. It's been great to do it and great to get to know all you guys.
And
And
it's been fun that we have a little thing that Sean and I get to do on Wednesdays together, which is cool.
Exactly.
Ned, if you ever shut up, we'd be very sad.
yeah, no,
We need
you
someone to
cannot
say
shut
mean
up.
things to us.
Yeah.
That's what we need.
Are you kidding me? Like,
So,
who am I going to fight over Radiohead, for God's sakes? No one else, everybody else here at the shop, they're like, who?
That's how you turn into shills when no one's mean to you anymore.
Exactly, yeah. Then you turn
Start
into a
getting too
chump,
full of
dude.
yourselves. But anyways, thank you guys. Eddie, thank you for calling in. Thanks for all the super chats. Thanks for being members. If you're members, like,
Thank you.
awesome.
Yep.
Yeah, man. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, all that stuff. And hit like, hit subscribe.
Hit the bell.
We'll see you soon.